Introduction to a Legacy of Grace and Resilience. Let me tell you that you are not the only ones who have felt this way. For decades, Michelle Obama has stood as an unshakable pillar of strength, grace, and elegance. She navigated the high-profile whirlwind of her life as the First Lady of the United States with remarkable resilience and dignity. However, behind her poised smile and the devoted support she gave to her husband, a stormy cloud lingered, casting a shadow of doubt over their seemingly idyllic union. Today, at the dawn of her sixth decade, Michelle Obama is finally breaking her silence. She is confronting the rumors that have long surrounded her marriage, sparked intrigue, and is now restoring the truth about her husband and their life together at the White House. Before we dive deep into these rumors, let us take a look at the youth of Michelle and Barack, their meeting, and what gave birth to these stories. Michelle Robinson's roots and Chicago upbringing. Michelle confirmed the details of her childhood. Michelle LaVaughn Robinson was born on January 17, 1964, in Chicago, Illinois. She is the daughter of Fraser Robinson III, who worked at a city water filtration plant and served as a Democratic precinct captain, and Marion Shields Robinson, a secretary at the Spiegel catalog store. Michelle's mother dedicated herself to being a full-time homemaker until her daughter reached high school age. The Robinson and Shields families can trace their lineage back to the pre-Civil War era among African Americans living in the American South. On her father's side, she is a descendant of the Gullah people from the Low Country region of South Carolina. Her paternal great-great-grandfather, Jim Robinson, was born into slavery in 1850 on the Friendfield Plantation near Georgetown, South Carolina. He obtained his freedom at age 15 after the Civil War. Some members of Obama's paternal family still live in the Georgetown area. Her grandfather, Fraser Robinson Jr., built his house in South Carolina, and after retiring, he and his wife, LaVaughn, moved from Chicago back to the Low Country. On her maternal side, her lineage includes Melvinia Doe Shields, her great-great-great-grandmother, born a slave in South Carolina, but later sold to Henry Wells Shields, a farmer with a 200-acre farm in Clay County, Georgia, near Atlanta. Melvinia's first son, Dolphus T. Shields, born during slavery around 1860, was of mixed ancestry. Researchers used DNA analysis and other sources to suggest that Dolphus's likely father was Charles Marion Shields, the 20-year-old son of Melvinia's owner. Evidence suggests that Melvinia and Charles may have maintained a relationship over time, given that after emancipation, Melvinia had two more biracial children and lived near the Shields family, eventually adopting their surname before later changing it. Melvinia generally refrained from talking about Dolphus's father with family members. After the Civil War, Dolphus Shields and his wife Alice moved to Birmingham, Alabama. They were the great-great-grandparents of Robinson, whose grandparents eventually settled in Chicago. Additionally, some of their descendants moved to Cleveland, Ohio during the 20th century. Robinson spent her childhood residing on the upper level of a house located at 7436 South Euclid Avenue, in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago, rented by her parents from her great-aunt, who occupied the first floor. According to Robinson, she grew up in a traditional household where her mother stayed at home while her father worked, and family meals were generally held around the dining table. Her elementary school was conveniently located nearby, facilitating her access. Robinson and her family engaged in activities such as playing Monopoly, reading, and frequently socializing with extended family members from both sides. She received piano lessons from her great-aunt, a piano teacher, and cultivated her musical talents through regular practice. The Robinson family regularly attended religious services at the South Shore United Methodist Church located nearby. Furthermore, the family sometimes went on vacation to a modest cabin located in White Cloud, Michigan. Robinson and her brother Craig, who was 21 months her senior, notably skipped the second grade. Robinson's father suffered from multiple sclerosis, which deeply affected her. Consequently, she was determined to stay out of trouble and excel academically. In sixth grade, Michelle joined a gifted class at Bryn Mawr Elementary School, later known as Boucher Academy. She then attended Whitney Young High School, Chicago's first selective enrollment high school. During her time at Whitney Young, she was classmates with Santita, the daughter of Jesse Jackson. The commute between her family's home on the south side and the near west side where the school was located represented a 3-hour round trip. Michelle remembered being anxious about how others perceived her, but she chose to ignore any negativity and use it as motivation. She recalled experiences of gender discrimination growing up, noting moments when people preferred to ask for her older brother's opinion rather than hers. Michelle maintained a place on the honor roll throughout her schooling, enrolled in advanced placement classes, was an active member of the National Honor Society, and served as the student council treasurer. She finished her secondary education in 1981 as the second-ranked student in her graduating class. Academic excellence in the start of a career after graduation. How do you think Michelle's career began? Let's look at her education and early career. Robinson decided to enroll at Princeton University in 1981, encouraged by her brother. She chose a major in sociology and a minor in African American studies, resulting in a Bachelor of Arts degree obtained with honors in 1985. Her academic achievements included writing a 99-page thesis titled Princeton Educated Blacks and the Black Community, supervised by Walter Wallace. Robinson recalls that several of her high school teachers had tried to discourage her from applying there, warning her against aiming too high. She suggests that having a brother who had been a brilliant student at Princeton, graduating in 1983, may have helped in the admission process, but she was determined to prove her abilities. Robinson mentioned that she felt overwhelmed during her freshman year, which she attributes to the fact that neither of her parents had finished college and her lack of exposure to a university environment. The mother of a white roommate reportedly tried to have her daughter reassigned because of Michelle's race. According to Michelle, it was at Princeton that she began to be more aware of her ethnicity. Despite the efforts of her peers and professors to interact with her, she still felt a sense of detachment on campus. Additionally, there were concerns related to socioeconomic class. Michelle remembers her surprise at meeting university students who owned BMWs, a lifestyle she was not used to growing up. During her time at Princeton, Robinson became actively involved in the Third World Center, now known as the Carl A. Fields Center. This academic and cultural group provided support to minority students. She was responsible for managing their childcare center, which also offered after-school tutoring sessions for older children. Robinson questioned the traditional teaching methods used for learning French, advocating for a more conversational approach to satisfy her degree requirements. She conducted research and wrote a sociology thesis titled Princeton Educated Blacks in the Black Community. To collect data for her thesis, she distributed a questionnaire to African American alumni, asking them about their perceptions and comfort regarding their race before and after attending Princeton University. Despite a low response rate, with fewer than 90 alumni participating in the survey out of 400 recipients, Robinson's findings did not match her initial hypothesis that Black graduates would maintain strong ties with the African American community even after attending an elite university with all the associated advantages. Robinson dedicated herself to pursuing her studies and successfully obtained her Juris Doctor JD degree from Harvard Law School in 1988. According to biographer Bond, Robinson showed a new confidence when she applied to Harvard Law because she firmly believed she deserved her place in the program. At Harvard, she was mentored by Charles Ogletree, who noted that she had resolved the internal conflicts she had encountered at Princeton, namely, whether to stick to her parents' expectations or maintain her identity. At Princeton, she finally realized she could embrace both her intelligence and her Black identity. During her time at Harvard University, Robinson participated in demonstrations in support of the recruitment of professors from underrepresented minority communities. Additionally, she worked at the Harvard Legal Aid Bureau, where she helped disadvantaged tenants navigate legal issues related to housing. Robinson is the third First Lady to hold a postgraduate degree, following in the footsteps of her predecessors Hillary Clinton and Laura Bush. Reflecting on her academic journey, Robinson expressed gratitude for the unexpected opportunities it offered her. Michelle's career after completing her law studies began as an associate at the law firm Sidley and Austin in Chicago, where she met her future husband, Barack. During her tenure at the firm, she specialized in marketing and intellectual property law. Although she still retains her legal license, Obama has chosen to keep it in an inactive status since 1993 because it is no longer essential to her current employment. In 1991, she held municipal positions within the Chicago city government as an assistant to the mayor and assistant commissioner of planning and development. Subsequently, in 1993, she assumed the position of executive director for the Chicago Office of Public Allies, a charitable organization that encourages youth involvement in addressing social issues within nonprofit organizations and government entities. During her tenure, which lasted nearly 4 years, she achieved exceptional success in fundraising, with records that remained unmatched for 12 years after her departure. Obama expressed that she had never felt such contentment in her life before her involvement in building public allies. In 1996, Obama served as the Associate Dean of Student Services at the University of Chicago, during which time she created and oversaw the university's Community Service Center. In 2002, she took a role at the University of Chicago Hospitals, where she first served as Executive Director of Community Affairs. In May 2005, she was promoted to the position of Vice President of Community and External Affairs for the institution. During the 2008 primary campaign, she maintained her role at the University of Chicago Hospitals, but reduced her hours to part-time in order to devote more time to her daughters and support her husband's political campaign. Subsequently, she decided to take a temporary break from her employment. According to the couple's 2006 income tax return, her earnings were reported at $360 from her position at the University of Chicago Hospitals. The Obama's total income that year amounted to $991,296, including an additional $51,200 obtained through her role on the board of directors of Treehouse Foods, as well as income from Barack's literary works in the form of investments and royalties. Obama served as a paid member of the board of directors of Treehouse Foods, Inc., a major supplier of products for Walmart. After her husband became a senator, she retained this role until she ended her participation shortly after her husband announced his candidacy for the presidency. During a sharp critique of Walmart's labor practices at an AFL-CIO forum in Trenton, New Jersey, on May 14, 2007, Obama's position against the company became clear. Additionally, she held a position on the board of directors of the Chicago Council on Global Affairs. In 2021, the former First Lady announced her gradual transition into retirement. Despite her continued participation in political campaigns, she expressed her intention to reduce her workload to devote more time to her husband. The early life of Barack Obama. Before going any further, let's examine Barack's youth. Barack Obama was born on August 4, 1961, at the Kapi'olani Medical Center for Women and Children in Honolulu, Hawaii, making him the only president born outside the 48 contiguous states. His mother was an 18-year-old American, and his father was a 27-year-old Kenyan. Born in Wichita, Kansas, his mother, Ann Dunham, had ancestors of English, Welsh, German, Swiss, and Irish descent. Research conducted in 2007 revealed that his great-great-grandfather, Falmouth Kearney, had emigrated from Moneygall, Ireland, to the United States in 1850. Additionally, a study conducted by Ancestry.com in July 2012 suggested a strong possibility that Dunham was related to John Punch, an African slave living in the colony of Virginia in the 17th century. Barack Obama's father, Barack Obama Sr., belonged to the Luo tribe in Kenya and was married at the time of his son's birth. Originally from Nyangoma, Kagelo, his surname Obama derived from his Luo heritage. Barack Obama's parents met in 1960 during a Russian language class at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, where his father was pursuing his studies as a foreign student on a scholarship. The couple married in Wailuku, Hawaii on February 2, 1961, a few months before Barack Obama's birth. At the end of August 1961, shortly after his birth, Barack and his mother moved to the University of Washington in Seattle, where they resided for 1 year. During this period, Barack's father completed his bachelor's degree in economics in Hawaii, graduating in June 1962. Subsequently, he left for Harvard University with a scholarship to pursue a master's degree in economics. Obama's parents separated in March 1964. Obama Sr. returned to Kenya in 1964, where he remarried for the third time and obtained a position as a senior economic analyst in the Ministry of Finance of the Kenyan government. He visited his son in Hawaii only once during Christmas in 1971, before tragically dying in a car accident in 1982 when Obama was 21 years old. Reflecting on his childhood, Obama noted that the striking contrast between his father's appearance and that of the people around him had hardly marked his mind in his youth. He detailed the challenges he faced as a young adult in reconciling societal perceptions of his mixed racial background. In 1963, Dunham met Lolo Sutoro at the University of Hawaii. Lolo was an Indonesian geography student at the East-West Center. The couple married on March 15, 1965. After obtaining two one-year extensions of his J-1 visa, Lolo left for Indonesia in 1966. His wife and stepson joined him 16 months later in 1967. Initially, the family lived in the Menteng Dalam neighborhood in the Tebet district of South Jakarta. From 1970, they moved to a more affluent neighborhood located in the Menteng district of central Jakarta. At the age of 6, Barack Obama and his mother moved to Indonesia to join his stepfather. From ages 6 to 10, he was enrolled in schools under the name Barry and attended local Indonesian language institutions, Sekolah Dasar Katolik Santo Franciscus Assisi, St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Elementary School, for 2 years, and Sekolah Dasar Negeri Menteng 01 Public Elementary School, for a year and a half, accompanied by homeschooling in English provided by the Calvert School by his mother. Due to his residence in Jakarta for 4 years, he acquired some mastery of the Indonesian language. During his childhood in Indonesia, Obama's stepfather taught him lessons in resilience and gave him a realistic understanding of how the world works. In 1971, Obama returned to Honolulu and lived with his maternal grandparents, Madeline and Stanley Dunham. He attended Punahou School, an exclusive private institution, from 5th grade until his graduation in 1979, thanks to a scholarship he received. During his high school years, Obama continued to use the name Barry until his trip to Kenya in 1980. Between 1972 and 1975, Obama lived in Hawaii with his mother Ann Dunham and his half-sister Maya Sotoro, while his mother pursued a graduate degree in anthropology at the University of Hawaii. In 1975, Obama decided to stay in Hawaii even after his mother and sister returned to Indonesia, so his mother could begin her anthropological fieldwork. His mother spent much of the next 2 decades in Indonesia, finalizing her divorce from Lolo Sotoro in 1980 and eventually obtaining a PhD in 1992. Tragically, she died in 1995 in Hawaii after unsuccessful treatment for ovarian and uterine cancer. During his stay in Honolulu, Obama expressed in writing that the opportunity offered by Hawaii to engage with diverse cultures in a harmonious atmosphere had significantly shaped his perspectives, serving as the foundation for the principles he cherished most. Obama also revealed that he had consumed alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine during his teenage years as a way to escape questions about his identity. Additionally, Obama was affiliated with the Chum Gang, a colloquial reference to a group of friends who gathered to consume marijuana. The meeting and marriage of the Obamas. Michelle met Barack Obama at Sidley Austin LLP, a law firm where they were among the few African Americans present. Some sources suggest they were only 2, although other employees of the same ethnicity worked in separate departments. Robinson was tasked with guiding Obama during his summer internship. Their first interaction took place during a business lunch, followed by their participation in a community organization gathering where Obama made a lasting positive impression on Robinson. Michelle had expressed to her mother her intention to focus solely on her career before meeting Obama. Their first date consisted of watching Spike Lee's film, Do the Right Thing, in 1989. According to Barack Obama, their mutual attraction at the beginning stemmed from their contrasting characteristics, with Michelle having had a stable upbringing in a 2-parent home while he had a more adventurous personality. Their marriage took place on October 3, 1992. After a miscarriage, Michelle used in vitro fertilization to conceive their daughters Malia Ann, born in 1998, and Natasha, nicknamed Sasha, born in 2001. A historic political journey. Barack Obama's political career is characterized by a series of groundbreaking successes and a considerable impact on American politics. He was born on August 4, 1961, in Honolulu, Hawaii, and his engagement in politics began after he finished his studies at Harvard Law School, where he earned the distinction of being the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. Obama began his professional career as a community organizer in the city of Chicago before moving to a career as a civil rights lawyer. His venture into politics began in 1996 when he successfully secured a seat in the Illinois State Senate. During his tenure in the state Senate, Obama focused on improving health benefits, promoting early childhood education initiatives, and advocating for reforms within the criminal justice system. His approach as a legislator was characterized by a pragmatic and articulate style that allowed him to collaborate effectively with people of various political affiliations. In 2004, Barack Obama experienced a significant increase in his political stature after his keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention. This speech significantly increased his national recognition, eventually leading to his successful bid for the U.S. Senate later that same year. As a senator, Obama focused his efforts on drafting measures aimed at improving government transparency, increasing benefits for veterans, and advocating for nuclear nonproliferation. Obama's 2008 presidential campaign was of historic importance, focused on themes of hope and change. His message resonated with a wide range of voters, notably attracting youth and minorities. On November 4, 2008, he made history by becoming the 44th President of the United States, representing the first time an African American attained the nation's highest office. During his presidency, important laws such as the Affordable Care Act, designed to extend health coverage to millions of uninsured Americans, were enacted. Additionally, the Dodd-Frank Act, major legislation aimed at regulating Wall Street and preventing future financial crises, was also passed under his tenure. Obama, re-elected for a second term in 2012, continued to support progressive initiatives such as efforts to combat climate change, immigration policy reform, and the promotion of marriage equality. During his presidency, he completed the mission that led to the elimination of Osama bin Laden and played a key role in securing the Iran nuclear deal, part of his foreign policy successes. At the end of his presidential term in 2017, Obama continued to have an impact on public debates using his foundation and numerous public interventions, family life, and challenges. Now let's talk about the whole family. The Obama family resided in the South Side neighborhood of Chicago, where Barack worked as a professor at the University of Chicago Law School. He was elected to the state Senate in 1996 and later to the United States Senate in 2004. Instead of moving to Washington, D.C. after Barack's election, they chose to stay in Chicago, believing it would be in their daughter's best interest. During her husband's 2008 presidential campaign, Michelle Obama committed to limiting her absences from home, pledging to spend only one night a week away from home campaigning, 2 days a week, and returning home at the end of the second day. She once asked her fiancé to meet Valerie Jarrett, who was her future employer, while she was considering her first professional opportunity. Jarrett subsequently became a close advisor to her husband. The couple's marriage experienced highs and lows due to the challenges of managing their growing family and the demands of Barack's emerging political career. In his second book, The Audacity of Hope, Thoughts on Reclaiming the American Dream, Barack Obama revealed that their intense schedules left little time for communication or romantic moments. Despite the overload due to family and professional commitments, the couple made efforts to prioritize regular date nights when they lived in Chicago. The Obama's daughters were enrolled in the University of Chicago Laboratory Schools, a private institution. Michelle, as a member of the school board, advocated for diversity within the student body, while other board members affiliated with the University of Chicago wanted to prioritize admissions for the children of university professors. This advocacy eventually led to the development of a plan to expand the school to accommodate more students. After their move to Washington, D.C., Malia and Sasha attended Sidwell Friends School, while also having considered enrollment at Georgetown Day School. During an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2008, Michelle stated that there were no plans to have more children. The Obamas sought advice on raising children in the White House from former First Ladies Laura Bush, Rosalind Carter, and Hillary Clinton. To support childcare, Marion Robinson, Michelle's mother, moved into the White House. The duties of the First Lady. What do you think of Michelle Obama's duties as First Lady? Michelle Obama, in her capacity as First Lady, took on a diverse range of responsibilities that encompassed supporting various important causes and serving as a representative of the United States on national and global stages. Her primary task consisted of supporting her husband's political goals and participating in charitable actions. She launched the Let's Move initiative to combat childhood obesity by promoting healthy eating habits and regular exercise. Additionally, Michelle led the Joining Forces program in collaboration with Dr. Jill Biden, aimed at helping military families, veterans, and active duty military personnel. Furthermore, she supported education through the implementation of the Reach Higher program, which aimed to motivate young people to pursue education and professional development. The Let Girls Learn initiative, which she also led, highlighted educational opportunities for adolescent girls internationally by addressing barriers to education on a global scale. Michelle Obama also assumed the responsibilities of hostess for official events, managing the social and ceremonial functions of the White House. Her speeches and media engagement reinforced the impact of these activist efforts. Addressing the rumors and the truth. The rumors Michelle confirmed. Despite the strong connection and respect they share, there have been occasional rumors of infidelity and possible separation in the marriage of Barack and Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has openly discussed the challenges they faced in their marriage, sharing in an interview with Elle that they had followed couples therapy to strengthen their bond. This frankness highlighted their dedication to each other and their joint efforts to overcome difficulties. Before marrying Michelle, Barack Obama had a significant romantic relationship that sparked both speculation and debate. David Garrow's book, Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama, reveals that Barack was involved in a romantic relationship with Sheila Miyoshi Yeager in the 1980s. Yeager, currently a professor at Oberlin College, remembered their strong emotional connection, mentioning that they shared a living space. This close relationship sparked suspicions that Barack might have been involved with Yeager at the beginning of his relationship with Michelle. Barack's relationship with Yeager was significant to the point that he asked for her hand in marriage twice, but she refused each time due to her youth and her family's concerns. Their relationship, which ended in 1987 as Barack focused on his political ambitions and Yeager moved to South Korea, constituted an important chapter in his personal life. Shortly after their separation, Barack met Michelle Robinson, an encounter that would have a profound impact on his life. As Barack's supervisor at a Chicago law firm, Michelle quickly impressed Barack with her physical attractiveness and intellectual acuity, leading to their official romantic relationship in 1989. The narrative took a different direction when Yeager returned to the United States in 1990 to take a position at Harvard University. Barack reportedly continued to correspond with Yeager by letter, expressing his lingering emotions even though he was already committed to Michelle. Yeager confessed to meeting Barack sporadically during this period, which led to insinuations of infidelity. Nevertheless, by 1991, Yeager had moved on, starting a new romantic relationship and leaving behind her past with Barack. These reported encounters and the correspondence between Barack and Yeager fueled numerous speculations regarding his fidelity. Despite the sensational claims, neither Barack nor Michelle Obama has publicly confirmed or denied these rumors, preferring to focus on their lasting commitment to each other and to their family. Their story, although not without complexity, highlights the fact that even the most high-profile relationships encounter obstacles. The Obamas have shown endurance, frankness, and deep affection, which has allowed them to overcome both personal and public difficulties. Their progression from the early stages of their relationship to their status as one of the most respected couples in history testifies to their strength and cohesion. The life paths of Barack and Michelle Obama are marked by significant achievements, great mutual affection, and an unwavering commitment to each other and their principles. Their lasting impact serves as an inspiration to countless people around the world, demonstrating that authentic leadership and love can triumph over the most daunting obstacles. Despite persistent rumors and intense public scrutiny, the Obamas remain a symbol of optimism, strength, and the transformative potential inherent in unwavering commitment and solidarity. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. If this story changed the way you look at the history of those who have led the nation, please subscribe and like our channel. We are unearthing the history that they tried to bury. Let us plant the seeds for the future. The next treasure of history will be opened soon.